just came out. They've been running around all over the place. So I think there's a buck chasing at least 2 does in there. And I'm stuck in this field. I have my decoy set up behind me. And I was going to try to sneak up on this buck, and then these guys started going crazy over here. And I've got at least 150 yards to cut the distance between me and this buck that's bedded. He's facing away from me, and he's downwind, which is, I don't think there's any way that I can possibly sneak up on this deer. There's no cover between me and him. So right now I'm just going to sit tight here. I have no idea what to do. I'm just going to watch this buck and see if he gets up, or hope that this buck comes out into this field while it's chasing these does and I can get a shot off. It'll just be a random chance, but that's kind of the rep for you. It's exciting, but dang, like I wish I knew what to do. But I'm at a loss. It sure is hard to self-film in situations like this. Like, I'm not sitting in a tree stand. You know, I'm walking around on the ground. I have no cameraman, so it's just me. I'm doing my best, but it's difficult just to hunt, let alone try to film while you hunt. That buck is watching 2 does that are feeding in that field. So what is happening is there's a really nice buck over there. There's a bunch of little bucks that are around what must be a hot doe or close to a hot doe. And that big buck's just keeping them at bay. I believe that's the one that I have on camera because he's super tall and super wide. There's just absolutely no possible way I think that I can sneak up anywhere relatively close to him. It is a wide open field. Even if they are preoccupied. Stop for just a second. It's about 10:30. Have some lunch, which is some cold coffee. I don't even honestly know where to begin. This morning has been insane. It's been fun, but it's been frustrating at the same time. I began the day by walking to my stand, but I seen a bunch of deer out in the field, and so I I stopped and I put up a decoy and started calling to them, but they were absolutely did not have any interest at all. I kept hitting them with the binoculars, trying to make out anything. It looked like there was just a little buck sitting, but it was actually a bunch of deer. There was a really nice buck, and that little deer was it looked like he was with the group, but he was actually further up or closer to me in the field. And the big buck and what I assume was a couple does were running around all over the place in the corner of the field. So I basically tried to do a long stalk around, and they came up running up over the hill and dang near ran over me. The buck stopped about 60 yards, so I was considering drawing back, and then at that time he took off and started running after the doe again. I think the doe scented me. I heard her blow, and then she went further down in the woods. So basically I kind of tried to follow him around and try to figure out just what to do. You know, how to get in a place where they're gonna go when they're basically just running all over the place. There's no rhyme or reason. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go somewhere I'm gonna just sit for a little while and stop moving around. I'm doing more harm than good, honestly, and hope that they come by me. And when I did that, I actually was coming back to my original position where I had left my camera gear, everything but the camera, and I blew him out of that draw. And the buck behind her is just absolutely massive. I've got trail pics of it, and I thought my nephew actually during the youth hunt killed it, but it was almost an identical deer, but maybe just not quite as wide. And I think it's missing, I think it was an 8-point. This deer is a 9-point. It's a little bit wider and a little bit taller, but it's just a beautiful, big-bodied, big deer. Big, thick antlers, just really beautiful deer. He stopped and looked at me, and then he actually went over there to my 10 acres that I have, that I've been doing a bunch of work to. And I assume that he's either there or he's went down further onto another neighbor's property, or he's crossed the road into some thick stuff. But I don't even know what to do. I do not want to leave this place. It's got a hot doe running around and a big buck chasing after it, and it would just be ridiculous to leave right now. So